For a variety of reasons, Sigma empaths may find themselves in circumstances where they mimic narcissists. This mirroring behavior is caused by a number of important elements, such as the natural empathy and adaptability of Sigma empaths, the attraction of the narcissist's charm and confidence, a need for self-preservation, and in certain situations, a lack of knowledge about the harmful effects of mirroring. We can better understand the dynamics and deal with the difficulties and ramifications of such mirrored relationships by looking at the fundamental causes. The following are the 7 outcomes of Sigma empaths mirroring narcissists. 7. A loss of genuineness. To reduce conflict and preserve stability, the Sigma empath imitates the actions, attitudes, and feelings of the narcissist. The Sigma empath's inherent genuineness is tainted as they realize that doing this compromises their true identity and ability to express themselves. As they take on specific narcissistic characteristics, they could unintentionally put on a front to shield themselves from the emotional abuse of the narcissist by losing sight of their principles, goals, and boundaries. The empath may begin to repress their true feelings and needs as they absorb the deceptive behaviors and self-centered attitude of the narcissist, out of concern that being open and honest with others will cause them to experience more emotional distress and rejection. As a result, the Sigma empath loses touch with their individuality and emotional depth as their true thoughts and feelings are hidden beneath layers of adaptive actions. The Sigma empath may start to question the veracity of their own experiences, perceptions, and emotional reactions in an effort to placate the narcissist and avoid conflict. This can result in a warped sense of self-awareness and low self-esteem. 6. Dissonance in thought. The contradiction between the narcissist's self-serving exploitative worldview and the empath's true empathy grows, as the empath internalizes his distorted narratives and cunning strategies. As the empath struggles with the opposing ideas of empathy and self-preservation, this dissonance is exacerbated, resulting in widespread inner turmoil and emotional pain. Furthermore, the cognitive dissonance is heightened as the Sigma empath tries to balance their altruistic tendencies with the narcissist's self-centered, emotionally taxing demands due to their innate need for harmony and connection. The empath's sense of emotional stability and self-worth are further undermined by this internal conflict, leading them to doubt their goals and motivations. The Sigma empath struggles to uphold their empathic values while mirroring the narcissist's behaviors, which heightens the cognitive dissonance. The empath also tends to internalize the narcissist's criticism and manipulation, making it difficult for them to navigate the power that the narcissist imposes. 5. Tense interactions. The tendency of Sigma empaths to adopt narcissistic characteristics and actions frequently results in poor interpersonal connections. This strain results from the contradiction that exists between the self-centered, manipulative behaviors that Sigma empaths develop through mirroring and their sympathetic, caring nature. As a result, the abrupt change in their behavior may leave their loved ones, who were first drawn to their sympathetic traits, confused, offended, or even repulsed. Relationships that suffer from the mirroring of narcissistic qualities may experience a collapse in trust and emotional connection. Family members may feel duped because they think the Sigma empath is acting dishonestly and dangerously. Attempts by the empath to control or take precedence over their needs can lead to miscommunications, strained relationships, and decreased intimacy. This strain can be especially tough because it can be hard for people who are close to the Sigma empath to understand how drastically someone they once known to be compassionate and empathic can change. Because mirroring narcissistic behavior puts a lot of strain on relationships, it's critical that the empath and those close to them negotiate this complicated dynamic with compassion and candor. 4. The decline of empathy. The intrinsic empathy that Sigma empaths are recognized for is frequently gradually undermined when they decide to emulate a narcissist. The Sigma empath's strategy of making narcissists feel what their victims feel is what causes this phenomena. The capacity to understand and experience another person's emotions, to offer consolation when needed, and to show true compassion are all aspects of empathy. But when Sigma empaths mimic narcissistic conduct, their attentional detour forces them to act in ways like control, exploitation, and indifference to the feelings of people around them. Sigma empaths may become less sensitive to other people's emotions and less connected to their innate ability to empathize as long as they keep acting like narcissists. The development of narcissistic tendencies may cause their ability to empathize with and genuinely connect with people in their social circle to gradually erode, as they grow more and more removed from the fundamental principles and characteristics that once characterized their empathetic nature. Their relationships and emotional health suffer as a result of this erosion of empathy. Do you know anybody who used to care so much but has since become conceited and irresponsible? The way people treat them has an impact on some of them. 3. Use deception as a survival technique. To keep some sense of control and balance in the relationship, the Sigma empath may unintentionally employ similar tactics in response to the manipulative conduct of the narcissist. In a frantic attempt to shield oneself from emotional pain and reclaim control of the situation, manipulative acts are frequently mimicked. But in doing so, the empath runs the risk of losing focus on their own moral boundaries and giving into a warped understanding of interpersonal relationships, which erodes their moral compass. Despite their innate need for self-preservation, Sigma empaths can progressively obscure their true identities through their manipulation. Those acquainted with these Sigma empaths will begin to question why they are acting strangely and losing their unique personalities. When mirroring a narcissist reflects the complex psychological toll of navigating a wild relationship, Sigma empaths ultimately turn to manipulation, which frequently compromises their own moral integrity and emotional authenticity. Ever ponder why some kind and quiet persons have a shift in attitude? Unaware that what they are doing is damaging their true identities, some of them are altering their appearance. 2. Insincerity. As a result of their deep comprehension and ability to connect with people, Sigma empaths frequently provide sincere emotional support and exhibit a high degree of empathy. But copying a narcissist means taking on traits that go against the empath's innate tendencies, such superficial charm, self-centeredness, and attention to appearances. When Sigma empaths mirror, they could start to focus more on the outward parts of relationships, focusing on what advances their own agendas rather than exploring the more profound feelings and needs of people in their immediate vicinity. Their relationships may noticeably suffer as a result of this trend toward superficiality, appearing less sincere and meaningful in their interactions. Instead of building relationships based on sincere comprehension and empathy, they can concentrate on projecting a self-image that mimics the narcissist's phony charm. For those who are familiar with them, this change can be startling because it shows a Sigma empath moving from genuine, in-depth connections to shallow, self-serving ones. 1. Taking on traits of narcissism. Mirroring by Sigma empaths may be a subconscious defense mechanism, or a way for them to negotiate the difficulties of their relationships. Because of their innate sensitivity and high level of empathy, Sigma empaths are particularly vulnerable to the manipulative and dominating strategies used by narcissists. In order to establish control or to preserve some semblance of emotional calm in these kinds of relationships, Sigma empaths may progressively take on some narcissistic qualities. These characteristics could include entitlement and self-centeredness. By imitating these actions, they can establish a facade that protects them from the narcissist's emotional manipulation and possible injury. Sigma empaths may feel more capable of establishing boundaries, safeguarding their emotional health, and gaining some control over the relationship if they embrace narcissistic tendencies. It's critical to realize that this behavior does not really represent the narcissist's true nature, but rather is frequently a survival mechanism meant to thwart their strategies. But over time, mimicking narcissistic characteristics can be detrimental to the quality of an empath's relationships as well as their own well-being. It might cause them to become less genuine and to stray from their essential empathy. Understanding why Sigma empaths can imitate narcissists is important, but it's just as important to be aware of the dangers and unfavorable effects that come with mirroring behavior. Losing one's true self, poor empathy and emotional health, strained relationships, and a profound internal struggle can result from mirroring a narcissist. In the end, these tendencies may sustain a vicious cycle of emotional upheaval and instability, isolating and alienating Sigma empaths from their own sympathetic selves. How can Sigma empaths escape the mirroring dynamic, return to their true selves, and preserve their compassion while safeguarding their emotional health is the question we need to be asking ourselves.